Hi, my name's Steve Walter, and welcome to another in the series of poems and reflections on the themes of creativity, environment, and mental health, drawing on my experience of bipolar. This is a reflection, and it's based on the first chapter of my book called Voices: Mental Health Survivors, Carers, Therapist, Family, and Friends. And in that chapter, I interviewed my mum and dad, predominantly my dad. I was not to know then that I would never have a conversation like this with my father ever again. The story is told from their point of view. It describes how the explosion of psychosis burst into their world on 2 occasions, and at times how scary it was for them. Moments of crisis. And yet the second time, they trusted the hospital to take care of me and went away on holiday in Ireland, where, when he knew I was recovering, Dad wrote his poem, Burren, which went on to win a prize. Dad speaks of the mind trying to make sense of experience, how I was living in an alternative world, one with its own rules that were outside of our normal understanding. Dad said my plans to hold an event prior to the millennium at the Albert Hall was a marvellous decision. For more background, read Fast Train Approaching. If only I could have held it together. And of course then, he said, I can't remember how long you were at Ticehurst, but I know that Mum and I came down several times and walked round the garden with you while you told us the story of the cars and the police, and I mean it was disturbing, but it was hilarious. The second time we were in touch with Ticehurst to find they couldn't take you in. I stayed with them overnight. Imagined I was walking underwater on the landing, and Dad had to manhandle me back to bed after I'd screamed a long howl that he describes in the Burren. Then he told of the accident that killed his father when Dad was only 14. The interview closes with a reflection from my former psychotherapist, Jenny Bloomer, who shares her thoughts on every chapter. See Voices, Mental Health Survivors, Carers, Therapist, Family and Friends, available on Amazon or from chipmunkerpublishing.com. And here's Dad's poem, The Burren. Burren, a stony place, for Steve. The road from Shannon to Ennis put us at ease, the inside lane marked for slow traffic, and, strangers, we took our time. In silences, the mortar of marriage, we knew our thoughts were homing to you, sedated now, calm. Guilt easing under the miles to Mullaghmore, we were unprepared for the bare limestone, the alien uprising, the scouring of land back to bone. Only now your scream in the night explained the agony of minds throughout time in torment, searing through you. Can the Burren be seen to have held your long howl? That week it was right to walk out from the cottage, breathe the release, putting aside the fear, the hurt we felt for you, to step where glaciers had once scored rock, to study flowers. That pavement, abundant with orchids, gentians, wood sage, catsfoot, told of healing, of how the most barren of places recovers. Low cloud mimicked escarpments, softening harshness. Wells filled as we spoke on the phone. You, yourself almost. Echoes of cries in the dark, diminishing, and we, with a host of futures, held in the Burren's past.